Hi, my name is George Fotonakis and I have a midi-sized lathe, and I wanted to make something that would allow this rigid Home Depot vac hose from my vacuum to attach to some type of a setting that would pick up sawdust as I was especially sanding on my lathe. So let me show you two different designs I came up with. In this first design, I purchased a galvanized metal air duct unit from Home Depot, and then you can see I took a piece of particle board, cut a circular hole in it with a jigsaw, and then behind that I made a small box with legs so I could tilt the box in a good space. And then on this side you can see I drilled a hole and made a pin so I could lock the leg at a particular angle. The pickup vacuum hose went into the back here. You can see I have a circular hole and it plugs right in there, and it actually does an excellent job. The only downside to this is that it's huge. It takes up a lot of space behind my lathe. So I was looking for something a little smaller and more practical, and I want you to check out this other design. Now with this design, I got the idea from the banjo portion of the lathe and how it gives you a lot of freedom of movement back and forth, side to side, and all around. So with that idea in mind, I took some scrap maple and I ripped two pieces from a couple of scraps, two pieces, and a small insert piece, and then with these, you can see here are my two pieces. Then I glued an insert piece on one end and another one on the other end. I took another piece of scrap maple and I traced a design that you can see here. Kind of looks like a teardrop. First I cut a circular hole with my jigsaw, and then I didn't need to do this, but I thought it would look kind of fancy to make this teardrop design. On the bottom side you can see I put three different screws and glue at the top. I didn't do a great job. It's kind of at a little bit of an angle, but it's GE, as another woodworker says, it's good enough. And it's nice and strong. It's not going to go anywhere. Having had that, you can see in order to keep my vacuum nozzle in here, I drilled two tiny holes and I put two set screws there, and they go right up against it and hold it in good place. And if I need this nozzle, I can just reverse these out, pull it out, and go ahead and use it. Now the other thing I did is I took some scrap from my lathe work. You can see I have a little cylinder here, and I have a second cylinder here, and I drilled a hole right through both of them. First I took and I put some super glue and glued the small cylinder on top of the larger one, and then I ran through the base of it. I have my washer here, a bolt coming through, and I put some two-part epoxy resin just to hold that tight enough so it doesn't move on me when I'm tightening. Now with this whole design, I take and I place a large washer on the top. This now comes underneath, and I'll pull it up through here, and you can see I run it up through here, and then I went to Ace Hardware and got this, I don't know what you call them, a tightening mechanism, but it tightens down, and you can see I can tighten it down. And what's kind of nice about this, I'll snug it up here real quickly, I can take this and loosen it and just put it out of the way back here, way back here like that. I can do most of my lathe work unless I make a big bowl with it in this position. Then I can loosen, and take a look at the movement you get on this. You can go back, you can go forward, you can move the angle, and when you get it where you want, just a tiny lift here and a tighten, and that thing's not going to move anywhere. It's good to go. My vacuum locks into here, and I get real good suction right next to my sanding operation, and I think this is a real nice fix. I have a guess that my larger design that you saw previously is going to be put to pasture, because look at how small and efficient this one is instead. Thank you for watching. I hope this gives you some ideas.